Welcome, guys. It's been a hot minute. Welcome back to Project Potter. Welcome to Kenobi, the initial episode, guys. We are reviewing the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series. My name is Kyle, your host. Welcome to Project Potter, guys. I know it's been a minute. I moved. I'm in a new, living somewhere else now. So there's been a lot going on in my personal life. There's been a lot going on work. Life got in the way, but it's okay, guys. We're back. I couldn't not review Obi-Wan Kenobi. So super excited, guys. You guys know I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Appreciate you guys stopping by. If you've seen my other reviews, guys, this is going to be a really similar format. We're going to go through a quick recap of my favorite scenes of the episode. We're doing episode 1 here, and then we're going to go through a favorite character, a least favorite character, a score out of 10. You guys already know it's the Project Potter formula, dude. It's the cookie cutter formula. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, okay? If you don't have the high ground, don't try it. But guys, this is where the fun begins. Let's kick it off here, guys. Episode 1. Obviously very hyped for this episode. There's a lot going on here. Obviously, Ewan McGregor is just a godsend. I will say, shout out to the recap. Dude, what a fire recap. They put together, whoever edited that recap of all the prequel shots of like all the best shots from the prequels, basically, and Anakin and, you know, Hayden Christensen is back and it's exciting, and Vader, and we never found out what happened after Order 66, and we cut right into Order 66, dude, where there's younglings here, and I'm like, bro, are we about to start to show off with some younglings getting murked? But we didn't. They got by. They got by. We don't know how they got by, but I thought Anakin was going to come over and be like, yo, it's time to finish the job. It's Order 66, always interesting, but we've seen it a lot now. It's like, we get it. You know, the clone army turned on everyone. All the Jedi were killed. We get it. It's the time after Order 66 that I think is most interesting, and that's what we don't have a lot of content on. So we're super excited to see like what's going on. Ben, as he's known in this one, says multiple times, it's been 10 years. You know, we get Uncle Owen, who somehow looks exactly the same. I don't know how they did that. He's trying to protect Obi-Wan. We get the Inquisitors, live action Inquisitors, which is awesome because we got obviously Fallen Order, which is a fantastic game, guys. And we do have that playthrough completed, so that will be going up on the channel at some point. So keep an eye out for that. We can only dribble so much Star Wars content, right? You know, we can't give you all the Star Wars at once because I gotta let you guys kind of suckle on the Star Wars teat, as they say. We're excited to be back for Obi-Wan. And like I said, guys, this is the first content I've made in like a month. So I'm excited to get back into it. And I'm glad things have kind of calmed down now, where we can get back into the swing of things. The regular series, guys, not to kind of cut myself off here, but the regular series like God of War, like Lego Star Wars that we were playing, that's going to continue. I don't know when. We're going to get back to a normal schedule at some point, guys. Just want to keep you updated. Just want to let you guys know. Appreciate all of you guys checking out the channel, of course. Like, comment, subscribe. You already know, guys. I'm very excited. He's cutting this meat, and he's putting a little slice in his jacket pocket, and he's going back. And he's like, you know what, dude? I'm going to take some of this meat here. There's a guy that says, oh, this is only half. And he's like, I have a family to feed. He gets punched in the gut. And this is where I thought Obi-Wan was going to give him his share, because they had already said that Jedi Code, there's a great opening scene where the Inquisitors land, and I don't know how I felt about it, but he was like, oh, the Jedi Code is an itch. They have to help. They have to see you. They have to save the village. We get that speech, and then we get Obi-Wan, who like looks at him, and he's like, I should give you my half, but he knows he's got to stay undercover, so he doesn't do anything, which is smart. He kind of minds his own business. He's keeping a watchful eye on Luke. We get the shot from Luke where he's doing the pod racing, which is weird because he's not really into pod racing. We don't really see that. We know he's a pilot. We know about the swamp rats, but like, it's weird because like it was very Annie-esque, and obviously it's supposed to like invoke like, oh, remember when you saw young Annie? And that's like, yeah, but like Luke ain't Annie, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not. Nah, like, let's not do that. A lot of this episode for me was really cool idea, but just slightly off. So first of all, I don't know what happened with Star Wars, dude, but the chase scenes, did they just forget how to do chase scenes? Like, we're getting worse on chase scenes as we go. Like, the whole tree scene when Princess Leia gets kidnapped, dude, horrible. Like, when she's like, first of all, they're like, oh, she's either in the pantry, in the kitchen, or she's in the woods. And they're like, okay, well, she obviously just runs off to the woods. And you think that a daughter that important, like a girl that important, Luke and Leia are the two most important Jedi in the whole galaxy, and they just let her run off into the woods? Bro, you're just going to let her run off? Jimmy Smits is going to come in? Guys, let me just say, Jimmy Smits is a godsend. he has been in every Star Wars, or like every generation of Star Wars, and he looks exactly the same every time. And I'm like, God bless Jimmy Smits, man. He just crushed it. He's great. He's just like, oh, you know, you are an Organa. You're an Organa. He's like, I'm an Organa. You're an Organa. You know, I'm an Organa. You're an Organa. Yeah, she goes in the woods, and then they're like waiting for you, princess. And then they have like a really awkward chase scene, and this guy does like a little like hop step when he goes over, and it's just like so terribly choreographed. And one dude like runs into a branch and like stumbles over it. I'm like, first of all, you have a chase scene in like a normal forest, like a boring ass forest. This isn't like the Forest Moon of Endor where we get this awesome speeder bike scene, dude, where everything's going by. This is just like, oh, and this Disney had its hands all over this in this episode, guys. And like, for the most part, like, I'm a fan of the sequel trilogy. Okay, I understand it has its flaws, but I've been like a fan of The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett. You guys can go watch those reviews. I was a little hit or miss on that. This was the first time where I was like, ah, man, like they had something really great here. And this is a little bit of a swing and a miss for me. I'm not saying that I hated the episode. We'll get into that in a little bit. But just this whole forest scene was like, it's so Disney, like, play it safe, like bad choreography. It just felt very low budget, considering this is probably their biggest Disney Plus show. This is like an event. They called it a 2-part event. Like, you give me a crappy forest scene in a normal, boring forest. It's not even like a beautiful location. It's just like, I don't know. That was weird to me, guys. But I thought obviously seeing Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan back was great. He talks about how it's been 10 years, you know, Princess Leia gets kidnapped in the worst way possible. As a child actor, now child acting is hard, right? You know, it's hard to get the right person. This child actor is extremely annoying. Like, immediately I was like, Princess Leia is known for being a strong, independent character, and they just didn't sell that to me here as young Leia. And I wanted young Leia to be, who do they have doing The Last of Us for Ellie? It's girl from Game of Thrones. Bella Ramsey, I think her name is, would have been a fantastic young Leia, dude, because she's like, you know, she's kind of hard-nosed, she's independent, she knows what she's doing. This girl, all due respect to her family, horrible child actor. Like, I immediately took me out of it, dude. I was like, it felt very corny, very cheesy. I didn't believe any of the lines. Like, it's hard to get good child acting, but when you have bad child acting, it sticks out like a sore thumb. And for such an important character, I was like, this isn't great. So it's kind of just my opening thoughts, guys, on the episode. I don't want to go, you know, scene by scene, as I say every review, but I think it was, you know, an okay episode at best. Okay, guys, let's go to our favorite character, which is the chosen one. It's got to be Jimmy Smits, dude. Bail Organa. I mean, God bless Jimmy Smits. He just keeps crushing it. He's just the ageless wonder. I don't understand how he looks so good every single time. Love Jimmy Smits. I loved how he was like in Dexter. He's got some great acting range that he's got going on, but he is like that comfortable, that safety net, that Star Wars, like, continuous, like, oh, we know we're going to get some great acting from Jimmy Smits. We know he's going to add to the story. I thought he was really, really interesting. I thought he was heartwarming when he was like sitting down and Leia's like, you know, I'm not even a real Organa. And he's like, you are an Organa, you know? He's like, don't even worry about it. And so I thought that was nice, but it was just nice to see Jimmy Smits, and then it makes the worlds feel connected. And it's just nice because obviously we have Ewan, and, you know, Ewan is great, but I didn't think it was his best performance here. I thought they didn't give him much to do in the open episode. So I thought Jimmy Smits as Bail Organa, I think, was really, really nice. And it's always good to see him. And he gets my favorite character for this week. And who failed me? Young Leia. Young Leia, dude, I mentioned earlier, it's actually a little ironic that her name is Vivian Lyra Blair, because if you guys have watched, the girl who plays Lyra, I think it's Daphne Keane. She who is like the girl in Logan, in His Dark Materials. Fantastic show. She brings that energy and that curiosity, and it's like, that's what we were missing from Leia. This girl just did not do it, dude. I just was so immediately taken out of the scene. I thought all of her lines were just like forced, and I just thought it was like really happy-go-lucky. Like, she was like prancing around. There's a scene where she goes into the woods and she just like takes off her vest for no reason, and I was like, what is this signifying? And that, like, she was like so happy that she's just like, it was just really weird. But I thought all of her scenes were bad. I don't love her casting choice. I saw some articles that said she was killing it, and I was like, dude, I know child acting is hard, but I don't know, that was just a big miss for me. So unfortunately, with Leia being such a big character, I know that, like, obviously Annie from episode 1 is like a really annoying character for a lot of people. And so it's like, it's hard because you get these iconic characters and child actors have to play them. But I was just really disappointed with this performance and the casting. And like, for such a huge, monumental, iconic, legendary character, I just wish they would have gone a little bit of a different direction or given her less to do, because I just thought what we got was just a bit of a mess. All right, guys, that brings us to the score. This is a 7-7 for me. I did enjoy parts of this episode. I think it's a slow burn. The problem is when you have a 6-episode miniseries, getting one of the 6 episodes that is kind of subpar, especially when you need to hook people, it isn't the best. I thought the whole scene where the Inquisitors go and they're like, there's a Jedi hiding here. And then Obi-Wan is literally just like in the hut. And then they like are threatening to kill the third sister is obviously like super impulsive. And it was just weird because they're like really pushing that the third sister is like unhinged. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, at least build that up a little bit more so that she's like in control and then she loses her mind. But like, they're just like, oh, she's a loose cannon. Like whatever happens, happens. So she's like threatening to kill Uncle Owen. But then Uncle Owen's like, I don't have a Jedi. I fucking hate Jedi. And then like the Inquisitors leave and then Obi-Wan comes out from the hut. And I'm surprised the Inquisitors didn't like turn around and be like, hey, where did you come from? Did you just come from that hut? Hey, you look a lot like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Are you Obi-Wan? He's like, no, I'm old Ben. And he's like, okay, your name's Ben? Cool. It was weird. The whole scene where like one of the Jedi, the guy that ends up getting hung, which is weird because they didn't like show the rope around his neck, so they like wanted to put like a hanging in there, but they probably realized it was a Disney Plus show there, so they couldn't quite go all the way. They hang this Jedi who they kind of catch in the beginning, and then they let him go, but then they catch him. But then he like meets Obi-Wan in like the darkest scene in the middle of the desert, and he was like, "Oh, I can fight the fight," and he's like, "The Jedi are done, dude." And he was like, it was reminding me of like Luke from Last Jedi, except this was I think a lot worse. And he's like, oh, put this box in there, bury it in the desert. And then he's like, don't worry about it. And then we finds out that it's the lightsabers, but then Obi-Wan goes to get it at the end. But I just thought that was weird. And, you know, Obi-Wan's like, I'm not the guy I used to be. And it's funny because Jimmy Smits and Princess Leia's mom, Mrs. Organa, I guess, they like contact Obi-Wan for help. And they're just like, hey, you know how important she is. You have to like save Leia. And he's like, bro, I'm not that person anymore. It's been 10 years. And then Jimmy Smits just shows up at his cave and he's like, you're gonna do the job for me. And he's like, bro, I already told you I'm not gonna do it. So there were a lot of things I liked in this episode, or I should say a few things, but there's just a lot of misses for me. And from an Obi-Wan series, we're really excited. And obviously we didn't get any Hayden Christensen in this one. We didn't get any Vader. There's talk about Anakin being dead and how you can't train Luke, or you want to train Luke and he can't leave the planet because of the boy and all that stuff. And it's a slow burn. I just would have liked the opening episode at least to hook me a little bit more. I'm still going to watch, obviously I'm still going to review them, but I'm a little disappointed in this opening episode, considering this was like the most anticipated Disney Plus series probably on the platform. And for it to kind of be a little bit of a swing and a miss, I'm like, we'll kind of see what the rest has to offer. Okay, guys, well, that's it. That's the episode of Kenobi. Thanks for checking out Project Potter, guys. Thanks for checking out the channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Guys, I know I've been MIA for a bit, but as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, things have been happening. I've been moving a whole lot of stuff, guys, but we're going to try and get back on some sort of normal schedule soon. No promises, guys, but I appreciate you guys checking out the other content, of course. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back. These will be dropping pretty quickly, guys. I'm trying to catch up before maybe this week or next week at the latest, because we're getting episode 4, I think, this week. So obviously this is the pilot. Keep an eye out, guys. I don't know when these are going up exactly, but appreciate you guys. And until next time, may the force be with you.